Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So it's actually been a hot minute since my last video, unfortunately. And I've been pretty busy with actually finishing up prints and getting them into physical form, as you can see in this clip playing now. So this Dante artwork, I started off in Procreate in terms of digitally drawing it, and like base colors and a few other things, and I switched then over to finishing it, or at least doing the other 50% of it in Clip Studio, just because there was a lot of details I really wanted to hammer out, and you'll see that I ended up even using Illustrator for vector files and Blender as well. So this was like, I guess you could call it digital mixed media. So it's been pretty crazy chaotic trying to just get all the merch done. I'm still not complete, but I wanted a good portion of it kind of done at least a month before. So I had, about 60% of basically amount of, okay, if I for some reason had to go now and sell this, I would be okay, sort of thing. Because I have all my charms. I have all 6 of the 11x17 prints. I have 2 of the 4x6 ones that I had sent from Vistaprint because they had several different types of papers I kind of wanted to try out. So I just kind of like YOLO'd and tried to. And I'm pretty happy with it. I was like in decent price, so I can't really complain too much. On top of everything, when I had first started this Dante artwork, I got tennis elbow, so I think I'd mentioned that in the past, and that kind of really put me off drawing for 4 weeks for the most part, and that's also part of the reason why I couldn't really get any videos out. I'm an art channel, right? And if I can't draw, and I can't really draw myself recording, then there's not really any content. So yeah, I had some time to reflect, and I'm deciding to change up the scheduling just a bit. I'll be posting on Fridays instead of Saturdays. It'll still be every other week because I still have a lot going on, and I still have a 9 to 5, so doing all the stuffs plus video editing and stuff is a lot. But anyway, I've also been very determined to still make videos, as it's a nice process. Plus, I guess you could say maybe of a proof that I definitely drew this kind of thing. Even though I know I could just dump the short form videos on Instagram, Instagram is just it feels like a black hole to majority of effort I ever put into, to be honest. So this Gothic window is actually an asset I had created in the past for a previous artwork, the Galaxy Man. I think I even have like a video recording of that one. But I don't know if I've, because this is a digital file, I don't know if I ever like screen recorded the whole process of it. I was originally gonna make another stained glass kind of Gothic church themed window for Dante, but because there was a whole 4-week gap of my arm not being able to use it and all, that wasn't happening, so it was time to reuse my asset. I did definitely have to go and edit it, as there were some old details that I was not satisfied with, and the same thing as because I was gonna use the actual digital file, I had to make sure it was much cleaner to work with, essentially. I also realized it would be a lot better for the artwork if there was like 2 smaller windows on both sides, as that is also a thing in churches, so I had to create those assets as well. One completely useless addition was the kind of, is it muntins? I don't know what it's called when like the diamond shape all over in the bottom portion of them. They don't end up being visible in the final artwork at all. I think it's because the accidental change I did with like the fine line art one, which I thought was kind of cool and more subtle and looking, it got really lost in the whole process in the end, but it's alright. Maybe for next time or something I can always just reuse that portion or something for another artwork. And I hope in the past I actually have more time so I can redraw and make more of these, just for fun, because there's always like so many different details to the stained glass one and different patterns and whatever that you can create. It's always like quite exciting. But I definitely recommend using any kind of like vector files or something when you're doing after you did an initial sketch of what you want to do, just so you don't have to like repeat every single like specific lines and stuff like that, so you can mirror both sides or whatever, as it makes it so much easier. But yeah, the face is always the biggest stress point for me. I just had the worst time with this one for a short time. Like, I enjoyed overall everything. It's just, it's always a little bit of like the biggest thing of like, oh man, I have to get this right kind of thing. Not for anybody else, but for myself is what's most important, to getting it right. Because I don't really like it when that's like the first thing you look at in a painting, and if it feels all wrong, especially proportionally, then you're just gonna be like, nah, right? And that's probably why you wouldn't even want to buy it, right? Yeah. One tool that is basically the only reason why I think I 100% wanted Clip Studio is the lasso fill. I kid you not, that's just like my favorite tool. It's kind of wild. Maybe you don't see me using it a whole lot, but it's so satisfying to use it. I was just using it on the Raphael painting for like the water I was like drawing, and I was like, oh, this is so nice. For hair and certain parts, I enjoy it so much. There's just something about it that just feels so good. And I feel like every program should just include it. I don't even care. Excel should include it too. I don't even care if it's irrelevant. It's like my favorite tool in this program. Do you have any absolutely favorite tool in Clip Studio that is like maybe the main reason you got it, or another program? So I'm really missing doing more traditional art final pieces, but I think I really switched to digital mostly because it's the easiest to edit out stuff, and so it's like the least stress for myself essentially. Although I'm also really impressed with myself doing digital. I think there was a medium I abandoned for a while because I just did not feel like I was progressing and learning. So I feel like my traditional media hardcore using really helped me improve a lot from where I was like 4 years ago or something to now, in terms of like characters and stuff like that. And I can't even believe it, but like I think I'll pop in on the screen or something if I can find a drawing quickly of like how badly I drew men in the past, or even like with so much effort, how much effort it took to that one. I do actually have a digital painting, so I'll pop that on the screen now. Yeah, I think this is like from 2015 actually. But I was trying to find like the one of the most recent ones, and going through my sketchbooks would take so much effort, so yeah. The background is also like a lot of photo bashing and stuff like that, and I realize the perspective is so cursed. I think I should do a draw this again thing, to be honest, so stay tuned for that. I think I definitely will. I might even actually challenge myself and do a traditional version of it too. But yeah, make no mistake, that took so long to make this artwork, even with like photo bashing. But yeah, oh, another big reason actually why I haven't been doing traditional is my desk keeps getting taken over by supplies, merch, and other stuff, and it's usually a whole lot of crap on there, so actually having to move all that somewhere is a big pain in the ass in order to set up my desk to be proper for traditional painting again. So a friend had actually at some point looked at this artwork because I had posted one where the initial anatomy when I did of the foreshortening I thought looked correct. I did have several photos of myself making that pose with basically a ruler, as I don't have a sword. And I thought, you know what, this is actually looking fine. The second I added the coat on top was the part where it was looking really funky, and I was just kind of losing the shape, and it was kind of flattening its arm, so I had gone through so many iterations. And also even the sword angle too, at some point I was like, no, this is wrong or something. And then a friend was like asking about like, oh, is the sword length okay, whatever, because I did not have a sword as a prop to do it. And then I was like, oh no, is it wrong? Is it too short looking? So what I ended up doing, which you will see only later on in this, is I just ended up making a base shape of the sword in Blender. I used basically just like a photo of it because I was like, I don't care, I'm not gonna like use the actual photo anywhere, and it's not like I'm using this asset for actually anything other than just figuring out the perspective. And for the most part, it kind of looked like the length matched. The one thing I did realize what was the problem with throwing it off was the skelly part or something, his like rib cage and stuff was not foreshortened enough, so that was a problem. I probably could have even foreshortened it even more, but I think it still kind of works out. So it's actually been a while since I've used Blender, so it was a lot of me pausing OBS in between trying to figure out how to do it, so it wasn't a lot of like dead air of like staring at the sword not moving for a while. I also wanted to do this, one for the foreshortening and two for trying to figure out lighting, but the lighting didn't really work out because I couldn't get the metal to look kind of sword-like, and it's been a while since I touched materials, and I've never really mastered that. The materials, lighting, for 3D stuff, I've always been like tragically bad at that. So you'll see me struggle there for a while, like messing around with that and trying a whole lot of things of making it work. But ultimately, I kind of was just like, you know what, I'm wasting maybe a bit too much time in it. I think I maybe spent like 3 hours or 4 or something, and it just felt like a whole day's worth wasted. And when I just wanted to really just get the shape out and a little bit of figuring out, I was like, you know what, I'll YOLO the painting. I'll just like study a bunch of like images and figure it out. I like the way it turned out. It could have probably been better, but it is what it is. Another funny thing is this is the first time in a while that one of my artworks has a background in it. It's kind of crazy. When I switched over to drawing characters way more, it's just like I abandoned backgrounds so badly, which I really hated for the longest time. But there's like a point where you kind of run out of steam when you're drawing the characters, and you're just like, I kind of want to move on to the next thing and the next thing. But now that I've been kind of working on prints for sale and the idea of it, I've more or less been considering and thinking about like the whole where the character is kind of thing and the backgrounds. So it's actually been quite satisfying doing that, and I like it, other than just like some void space. So this was the moment where I felt like it really came together, the pop moment, because it was like, there's something about the lighting I knew from the start I needed to fix, and I wasn't entirely sure what color lighting kind of thing to go and that would suit it the best. And the second I added the glow, I was super happy. I was like, this is it, this is really completing it. This is really what's gonna make it. And I just obviously had to like, I kept working on it obviously for contrast and everything to be adjusted and work well, and the backlighting. But this was the point where I was like, yeah, this is really coming together. It was just one of those very satisfying moments where I was like, oof, yes, I'm super happy about this. This was actually the point where I actually even bothered to back it up, because my computer's been unfritzed a little bit, yay. And now for the final touches of adding the rose brush and a few other particle effects. This time the particles worked out much better than when I was doing my personal character painting or something, when I was trying to figure that out. This is, like, I was even trying to use existing brushes for that one, but it was just not going good. The best thing sometimes you can do is just manually move any ones over, like do a little bit at a time, and then just like keep adjusting it to your satisfaction, as that kind of works out the best. And the artwork is complete. I am really satisfied with the way it turned out. It's not even so much that I just finished, but that I managed to achieve my goals, as it's been so long of me trying and just immediately failing and just giving up and not being at the level that I wanted to be, in terms of especially like specific poses and stuff like that. Like, of course it's not perfect, but I feel like it's still at the level that I kind of envisioned more closely than anything in the past. If you've gotten this far, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, I hope you can drop a like, and if you would like to see more of my videos, you can always subscribe. Thanks so much for watching!